Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ikmal Fauzan and name 202100601117 and class DKV to 21A. Here I will present an analysis of my scientific work. Let's go and Chapter 1 Introduction. In designing the design process, this drawing skill uses qualitative research methodology as a research producer. Qualitative research methods are methods for investigating objects that cannot be measured by number or the measures that are exact. Qualitative research can also be interpreted as research tests in description and tend to use analysis with an introduction approach. Qualitative research is much more subjective than qualitative research of survey and uses methods very different from collecting information. As special individual in using interview in-depth and focus group. Bogdan and Taylor 1975 in the book Mulchung pursued qualitative methods in research procedures than generate descriptive data in the form of word or speech from people and observable behaviors. The main purpose of qualitative research is to understand social phenomena or domain, focusing more on a complete picture of the phenomena studied rather than detailing them into individual variables. The hope is to gain a deep understanding of the phenomena for a thought to be produced. Because the purpose is different from qualitative research, the producer for obtaining data and the type of qualitative research are also different. Next, in chapter 2, discussion. Data collection then quiz are carried out in the design, namely in the following ways. 1. And documentation. This documentation is carried out by documenting the Cibonar Kaludampit textile factory in the form of photos, artwork, and all drawing of object and material related to the same problem which will later drawn. This documentation is very important for drafting such drawing. And 2. Interview. An interview is a method of data collection that requires direct communication between the investigator and the subject or informant. Yeah, team is 2. This method in an oral question and answer process in which two or more people fetch physically. Next and 3. Literature studies. Literature studies are carried out by looking for references in the library related to the object of research. This literature study is important to support research data that will be implemented into the design of the image. Next, in B, result and data analysis. We should of we said on the result of surveys and interview conducted. The Gibonar textile factory building, located in Karudampit district, is in the form of a remnant of an old building that looked like it burned in the past and current only left the font and a kidney beneath it. The remains of the building are now so abandoned, standing on the ground that has now become a rich field art area. From the remains of the building that are still standing, you can still imagine the area of the textile factory that is said to have been founded around the McMean. And a friendly middle aged woman who is a farm laborer who works in the right field area of the farm Tibunar textile factory every day. Thus, to remember how the story is that this factory could get fire. When asked, she only told me that back when Sen was a girl, there was a rat that made this textile factory burn down. McMillan even added that the area of the former Tibunar factory has now been bought by the son of one of the former President of the Republic of Indonesia. And from the beginning, there was never any sign of burning to down. Because it is interesting, this place is also a favorite place to take pictures. Ranging from travel documentation, photos, model photos, or even pre-wedding photos. McMillan said that she often sees many groups of photographers from Sukabumi or even from outside cities Jakarta and Bandung, who come to take photos of beautiful models or couple who went to get married. Next, C. Application of the techniques in drawing or painting. And 1. Using the wet on wet technique. This wet on wet technique can be done by touching paint of other color. At one point, this will up asleep a darker paint color. For the technique itself is applied when the first talk of color paint is still an await stage. The reason is that in wet condition, the paint will be actually mixed on the second paint that is applied. So that there will be a beautiful gradation color on the painting later. And 2. Using wet on dry. Wet on dry is an aquarelle painting technique that is done by staging outer darker color paint on the first paint stroke that has dried. Unlike wet on wet, this wet on dry technique will later produce painting with color gradation. It can be said that painting using the wet on dry technique is more toward a touch of faint color the same sharp on the edge of the powder. That is why the technique is commonly practiced by painters when they want to highlight part of painted object. Sekian dari saya, mungkin mohon maaf bila banyak kesalahannya dalam pengucapan kata. Saya masih belajar juga. Mungkin segitu presentasi untuk tugas Inggris ini. Saya cukupkan sekian. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.